Whose whiskey will be king? Whose whiskey will be named the supreme bourbon whiskey of them all? We're about to find out on this episode of Whiskey Wars. What's going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys episode number 1 of what I think we should call Whiskey Wars. As announced last week, we are doing a collaboration with the Minor Bros. Matt and Pat and myself have decided to do a whiskey challenge where we put our favorite bourbon or whiskeys up against each other. Today's episode is best $30 and below. Their whiskey of choice was none other than Buffalo Trace. Now, fantastic pick, guys. Fantastic pick. I could have gone with a couple of options myself, but to go up against Buffalo Trace, I decided to choose Elijah Craig. Which one do you guys think will come out on top? This is going to be a blind tasting. We are going to see whose palates choose whose bourbons. Let's get right into the pours. All right, so Buffalo Trace into the Glencairn, and Elijah Craig. My cork broke. Uh-oh. I'll be right back. Well, this is a first for me. Guessing the best way to get this out of there is to use a corkscrew. And if you guys ever had this happen, let me know down in the comments below, because this is a first for me. Well, we got the cork out. Now I just have no idea. I have to put this guy in a decanter probably, but still smells good. And our Elijah Craig with our broken cork. That's a first. That is a first. But we got it out unscathed. So Elijah Craig, Buffalo Trace. You guys know how this goes. We're blind and we're spinning. And one more for good measure. All right, guys, so we are going to start with the glass on my right and your left. Cheers. Let's see. What do we got in this bad boy? Ooh, dark fruit. Smells a little earthy. Smell a little bit of caramel. Maybe a slight dark vanilla. A little bit of molasses in there as well. Not high on the proof. They're both low, 90 and 94. Or, right? Yeah, 94 and 90. Maybe a little must in there too. Oak. Not a lot. Smells really good. Let's get into the palate. Oh yeah, that's really good stuff. Wow, a little burn on the back end, but super warm and inviting flavors in there. Really, really good. Getting a lot of, a little bit of like a dark chocolate into a leather note, going into a dark plum, maybe a cherry or whatnot there. Wow, that is so good. One more sip. Coats the palate. Not a long finish, but definitely a significant finish for something under 100 proof. Very nice, inviting vanilla, a little bit of baking spice in there as well. But that is really, really good. Let's move on to glass number 2. All right, so glass number 2 here. Let's get into the nose. Ooh, completely different. Yeah, darker, more bright, inviting, fun, soft vanilla, a little orange in there as well. Maybe a little banana. Some nice bright fruit in there. A little grassy, a little oaky. Smells really good. You know, maybe a little bit of a maple in there as well now on that nostril. It's so weird on different nostrils what you can smell. A little maple in there. Now let's get into the palate. Wow. That's fantastic. Wow. Just a burst of vanilla to caramel to a lingering raisin. And then I'm getting this like dark like cherry, and that's Buffalo Trace. That is Buffalo Trace in a nutshell. I can 99% guarantee you that this right here on my left is Buffalo Trace. Holy cow, that's Buffalo Trace. It's so good. It is such a good bottle. You can't go wrong with either of these, but I'm gonna say that this one is Buffalo Trace. One more sip on my right. So this one here is gonna be more oak forward. It's just like a darker, rounded bourbon. This one here, sweetness overload with that dark cherry, the vanillas, a little on that nose. I got that nice orange, a little bit of lemon. I'm gonna say that this is Buffalo Trace, and I'm gonna give this round to Matt and Pat. Let's see if they won. This is Buffalo Trace, and you can't go wrong with either of them. This is super fun, super fun. But at the end of the day, it's all personal preference. You can find Buffalo Trace for right around $30, $35, and Elijah Craig you can find right at $30 as well. Buffalo Trace itself might go up in price on some places, but it is that $30 bottle. Likewise with Elijah Craig, it's that $30 bottle, but some places might sell it for $32, $35. But at the end of the day, you cannot go wrong with either of these. Buffalo Trace just took the icing on the cake today, though. Congrats to Matt and Pat. They chose the winner for round number 1. We'll see you guys next week for round number 2.